Mike never tried to rap like Pac, and Pac never tried to sing like Mike. Those my dad's words to me when I asked him how to make it in life. And I always said my mother gave the greatest advice. Let me ask y'all something, man. You think a bird wonders why it flies? You think a fish questions why it swims? A bee why it buzzes, and so on and so on? To be honest with you, I don't know what the fuck them niggas be thinking. I say all that to say this. You can't help but be who you are. Man, I feel like peer pressure, the want and need to fit in is just something that's, I wouldn't even call it a plague, but it's something that's heavy on everybody's hearts. You know, growing up, I seen a lot of people switch up from the people they were for multiple reasons. Mostly females. I can't even lie to you. Mostly for the females. I seen dudes who, good guys, you know, had a decent future ahead of them. Very intelligent. All of a sudden, they trappers and bangers and toting guns and shit in the Instagram pictures. I remember the first time I seen that shit, I was perplexed. I'm in the 9th grade. I'm asking myself, is this shit legal? Can we legally show this? I don't think we can, but you know, that's me on the point. But yeah, I seen dudes switch up, play a persona, play a role. And I ask myself sometimes when I see them, I wonder, are they happy with the life they're living, you know, with the image they're portraying? Are they getting they want out of it, right? Granted, I never acted like a thug or, you know, tried to be harder than what I really was, act like I was a killer, drug dealer or something like that. You know, I never did that personally, but it was a couple of times that I put who I really was on the back burner for other people, right? And every single time. And it's fucked up because the effects, you don't feel the effects until like years down the road, right? But every single time, I always end up looking in the mirror, just not fucking with the person I see, right? I never really got what I was looking for, trying to be something I wasn't. This doesn't, like I said, always pertain to acting like a thug, you know, acting like, for me, my example, right? I told the story about how I was an honor roll student growing up, you know, elementary school, middle school, blah, 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 and how I basically started acting dumb to, I guess, fit in, relate to people more. And honestly, I didn't get none of that, bro. Like, yeah, I guess I got a little more acceptance, just a tiny bit. But like at the end of the day, I mean, what did that really gain me, right? Okay, now people ain't mad at me because I know the answers and whatnot. Because, you know, I take my academics seriously, you know? Okay, but like at the end of the day, what came from that, right? Growing up, I always been I guess an artsy type of guy, if you want to say that. I wanted to be an artist for the longest time. I mean, the longest time. Like, when I say artist, initially it was like drawing and painting, right? And even though I don't draw and paint no more, the sentiment still stays the same. I wanted to create something, sell it, and make a living off it. I wanted to do this since like the 4th, 5th grade, right? So being an artist, a creator is just something I always wanted to be, but like I just never had the balls to really do it, right? I'm a musician, I'm a YouTuber, and I wanted to be a musician for a long time, since like the 6th grade, right? But I just, you know, that beginning area when you're not as good, blah, 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 I didn't want people to look at me like, oh, this nigga struggling, this nigga suck type shit. You know what I'm saying? But truthfully, honestly, that's who I am, right? I'm a musician. I love music, right? My heart sings, you feel me? And eventually I got past that, and I play instruments a little bit better. I make a little bit better music now. But coming to the age of 28, pushing 30, hairline receding, right? People look at you crazy if you want to make music and you like above 25, right? You know, and I understand that like genres like hip hop is a young man's sport. I'm not denying that, but music, art is, I feel like art is personal, right? Yeah, you put it out and you sell it and whatnot, but first and foremost, it's personal. It's your personal perspective, your feelings articulated with sound and lyrics and whatnot, right? So for me, the idea that I remember, man, cause my pops, right? My pops is a rapper, right? And I rap out, you know what I'm saying? I guess it runs in the bloodline. My son probably gonna be rapping too, right? I remember one of the last times I was talking to him, he showed me a song he made with one of his friends, right? And I'm listening to it, right? I ain't gonna lie. I'm not saying this just because it's my pops, but I think my pops had the only decent verse, you know? So I'm listening to it. I'm like, yeah, I ain't really, you know what I'm saying? I ain't really, me and my pops is so much alike, right? I wasn't really feeling the song, but I did think my pops had a nice verse, right? And I asked, I'm like, how old were you when you recorded this? He said, man, I was about 30. Homeboy hit me up, was like, man, can I get a verse? And he was like, yeah, I did it. And, you know, he hopped on the song, blah, blah, blah. And I asked him, I was like, 30? Man, you didn't feel embarrassed to be rapping and you still 30? He was like, man, ain't nothing to be embarrassed about. You know, it's art. This is what I was passionate about. This is what I did. So, you know, I wasn't even thinking about that, man. It's just, I got in the studio and I was doing something I love, you know? And man, my pops is, man, my pops is a lot of things, man. But, you know, I can say, man, just from the couple of conversations I had with him throughout my life, sometimes he hit me with some insightful shit. Our mind, the way we think and process shit is so much alike. So he got maybe about 23 more years on me of dealing with this shit and working it out. So if it is anything that my pops can give me is how to deal with my own mind, right? I thought about what he said. I'm just like, you know, if I'm embarrassed to be doing something I love, quote unquote love, just because I'm 30 and I'm not making money from it, or I don't got no name from doing it, you know, do I really love it? You know what I'm saying? Because if you love pizza, right? Which I love pizza. I don't care how old you are, what type of diet you're switching to, blase, et cetera, et cetera. You're gonna find a way to enjoy you some pizza, right? What the fuck, you know what I'm saying? That's crazy. It's like, if you like pizza, it's crazy to say, man, I'm 65, man. I don't think I should be eating no pizza. Maybe you shouldn't for health reasons, but like, you might just get one slice instead of 7. You know what I'm saying? You might eat just 2 pieces instead of the whole box. Or if you on a diet, when you got your cheat meal, cause you know, you gotta have your cheat meal, you know what I'm saying? Black men don't cheat except for on their diet, right? When you got your cheat meal, man, you gonna have you a piece of pizza, right? So at the big age of 28, right, I found myself just stuck in between shit because I kind of second guess myself. I kind of hold myself back because I'm always thinking about the optics, right? How this gonna look to other people. And that's just something I've been struggling with for my whole life, right? To be honest with you, man, I don't really feel happiness like the way I do when I'm making music and like I come up with some shit I really like and that shit hitting, man. Like, bro, the feeling is just unmatched. Like, bro, I can't explain the feeling, bro, but like, it's euphoric, right? I used to smoke a lot of weed, bro. Weed can't get you that high, man. I'm just keeping it a Billy Band with you, right? And the YouTube thing, man, I tried so many YouTube channels and ideas, right? And all of them failed. All of them failed or I quit. But I can't lie, man. It's just something about uploading a video, man. It's just something about talking into a mic, telling a few jokes, you know what I'm saying? Giving a message, but telling a few jokes on top of that, you know, and editing. I really like editing too, even though I don't really be editing these videos much. It's time consuming, but like, I really like editing. I like the craft of editing, the storytelling element, the pacing, just thinking about all of that, you know what I'm saying? I really enjoy what I was doing, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of the times I stopped grinding or I stopped improving or stopped putting effort and time into what I was doing because I wasn't seeing no results or I wasn't getting no money. And I'm like, man, I'm getting older, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? I had an old lady at the time. It's like, man, we getting a little serious, you know what I'm saying? I need some money to get a crib, you know what I'm saying? To start a life, to take care of family. And I put what I wanted on the back burner. And gentlemen, man, if there's anything I could tell you right now is, man, make sure you get your shit out the way before you thinking about taking a girl serious because, you know, shit comes with taking a girl serious. And I'm telling you, you're not going to be happy if you put your dreams and your aspirations on the back burner and start putting that energy into like making a life for this shorty, you know what I'm saying? Which you're not wrong for wanting to make a good life for whoever you with. But at the same token, if you're not happy yourself, how the fuck you gonna make somebody else happy? You feel me? So I did that multiple times, man. I remember when I was 18 and I just graduated high school, right? I could have went away for college. I could have, you know, lived on campus and got new perspective and experiences in life, but I chose to go to a community college up the street from my crib. Why? Because, well, the girl I was going with at the time, she won't leaving out of state. I won't trying to leave her here so some other nigga could come scoop her up, you know what I'm saying? And man, that's so crazy. I stayed where I was at for her. By the end of the semester, we won't even a thing no more. Like, she won't email us no more by the end of the semester. So the next year, I was here dolo. And like, I just stayed, where I was at for a girl who really my time was running out with. You know what I'm saying? My turn was coming to an end. So I didn't promote myself or put myself out there with music as much as I wanted to, because I didn't think my mom would really fuck with that. You know what I'm saying? My mom's a real religious person. And, in my music, I'm doing a lot of cursing. I'm talking about like topics about things that I think about and see on a daily basis. And it ain't always PG. You know what I'm saying? And, just fearing the judgment of my mom, sometimes I would hold myself back. I wouldn't talk about certain things on the song, or thinking about how corny something would sound, even though I thought this shit was hard, or I thought this shit was, it flowed nice, or it was real intricate and whatnot. I liked it, but I felt like other people wouldn't like it, and sometimes that held me back. That clogged up my mental space, which is why it's real hard for me to write. I got writer's block like a motherfucker. Artistically constipated as a motherfucker, right? Being concerned about other people's thoughts and opinions really honestly got me nowhere with anything, right? I've been making music for umpteenth years, double-digit years. I have no EP. I have no project. I got about maybe 5-6 songs to show for it. In 10 years, 5-6 songs to show for it, right? I built this PC in 2020, 2026. So I've been doing YouTube on and off for about 6 years. Never seen a penny from it, right? And it's not about the money completely. Of course, I want to get paid from it, but it all started with passion, right? It all started with me watching Chris Smooth videos, him playing the game and listening to what he was saying. It was like, man, I like the way, I like his perspective. I like how he thinks. We think similar. And he's delivering it. He's kind of funny, you know what I'm saying? I think I can do that, It all started there. But in the process, man, you just want to feel validated for what you're doing. And I understand that, but chasing validation is a very vapid. It's a very vapid pursuit, right? Shit just don't really mean much, man. So, again, I gotta ask you. You think the bird question why it flies? You think a fish wonder why it swims? A bee why it buzz? You can't help but be who you are. And guess what, man? Some people ain't gonna like you for that. And if they don't, honestly, I think that just means they're afraid to be who they are, and they see you doing that, and they make them feel some type of way. And they don't realize this consciously, but somewhere deep down, they see you doing your thing, you living your truth, being who you are, and not giving a fuck who cares what about it, makes them feel the type of way, right? I understand. But yeah, I think that's all I got to say, man. Totals.